Good evening. Was not expecting to do a reading. I was kind of prompted out of bed to do this reading. I had some very strong messages come through that I want to share today, this evening. This is the 1111 gateway portal opening of energy, energetic opportunity for great change. Probably the last one we'll see this year. So what that means is that we've been given all of these openings throughout the year to make a great change or shift in our life. And as the cycles turn, as the wheel turns, it's up to us to make the choices and decisions that we do, whether we're going to continue going in the same direction, the same path, or if we're going to pivot and shift and change. This is eternal. This is what we do. This is part of life. However, we're coming up to really great challenging times for us all, humanity, the earth, and the choices and decisions are becoming more and more important to really sit with yourself and decide, am I feeling right in my heart, in my gut, with where I'm at right now, with whom I'm with right now, and what I'm engaging my life in at this point in time. Do I feel this in my heart and in my gut that this is the right path for me? And we're always given these opportunities. This is just one of the big ones at the end of wrapping up this year. So I want to do, we want to do a quick collective reading on the energy as to what direction or where the collective is at right now. So this is general. This is collective energy, which I've been reading since I was born. I feel collective energy. I live collective energy. I've learned to transmute it and shift it and be able to swim and live in it without getting snagged up in it. Although I have been, so that's how I know how to get out of it at the same time. Just to give you a little background of who I am and my experiences. And that's just a little bit. I'll probably start to divulge more and more of that as time goes on. Okay. And this is a serious energy I've been feeling. The messages are a lot more serious. It's time to get serious about our choices and decisions now as to what direction we're going to go in life, and are we going to open our hearts up? Are we going to allow ourselves to expand? Are we going to allow ourselves to become transparent and be able to allow others to see into us, into our heart? Because that's where humanity needs to go in order for us to survive. We're coming up to really, not to give doom and gloom, but we're coming up to really key moments in history, in life, where it's time to get more serious about ourselves and ourselves as a whole, and the earth, nature, our resources, our natural resources, before it's too late. And as the gateway closes, it doesn't mean you don't have an opportunity later to change or pivot. It just means that it won't be as easy as it is when we have these portals or these windows of opportunity, these openings. They only come around every so often. And yeah, so that is kind of the karmic squeeze that the collective is going through. And a lot of people do feel really in a chokehold as to like, I've got to make a move one way or the other. They can't really stay, you know, where they are. I've been channeling for the last 45 minutes or so, which is why they wanted me to come on camera. So I was almost asleep, and when my brainwaves get to that low state, it's easier to channel through me, if I allow it. And I am. Even though it's very vulnerable for me. Okay, message for collective, please. First card out is the Grove. This is similar to your own personal safe place, sanctuary, where you feel, where you can go, where you can just unpeel, become completely transparent, naked, and safe. It's important to have that in your life. Very important to have this in your life. Where there are no masks, there is no armor, where the soul can rest. Many do not have this. Many are not even aware that they can create this for themselves. And that is suffering in silence. Yet they still think that they're safe. Staying still, not moving. In the fight, flight, freeze fauna. It's more like a freeze. Cycles. As I was saying, everything, time actually moves in cycles, in a spiral. So the way we perceive time here on Earth is like a straight linear line. It's like our calendar and our clocks. It's, you know, here's past, present, future, and we're always just going in this straight line. And so whenever we hit a snag or a challenge or something that sets us back, we feel like we're going backwards or we're setting ourselves backwards, when that's not really the truth. So we're kind of sabotaging ourselves right there. Time is actually a spiral that expands out. So as we go around in a cycle, we get hit with a challenge, and regardless how we take the challenge, there's still room for this expansion and growth and wisdom, and then we are refaced with the same challenge over and over until finally that challenge is overcome. It does not affect us anymore, and then we're on to the next phase. And that's truly like how life and time operate. And I think that it's important that some people recognize that, because I feel like a lot of people right now are down on themselves and hard on themselves and telling themselves that they're like going backwards, or they're a loser, or they're not, you know, and that's not the case. We're in a really strange place on the spiral right now, and it is an important place to really check in with yourself, check in with your heart and how you feel about where you're at, and how you feel about where you want to be and where you want to go. And it's always important to do that from time to time, but especially times like this. And I feel like everybody can feel this in one way or the other. Everybody has some important decision to make internally and then externally. Some are more grand than others. Some are way grander than others in perspective. It depends on where you're at on your spiral. All of us are spiraling our time, like in different ways. We all have our own unique life path and challenges. So you really can't judge somebody else for what they're doing or the choices they're making, because that's not your timeline. That's not your path. It's hard, but we can have more compassion and care and love instead of judgment and criticism. And that will it'll start to eliminate the competition and comparison and just the mean brutality that we have towards each other all along. Like, we're all sharing this planet together. We all have our own spiral. We're all spiraling. So, like, have love for each other, that, you know, as we spiral around life, you know. Wow, that's some beautiful energy. But it is important. This is an important time. If you're on the fence, if you're at a crossroads right now and life is, you know, your soul's really pushing you in some direction, it's really important to take that seriously right now, because that it's easier. I'm not saying you can't make that change at any point in time. It's just these openings are so much easier to make those changes than any other time. That's all. So it's not a like do or don't, but definitely good advice to follow if you're really ready. We have the moon. And this is what has people holding back. Subconscious fears, the unknown, things you can't see so clearly. And unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy to see clearly, but it will be easy to feel. We all have those feelings and those pulls, and that's what the energy is actually asking of us, is to feel our way through and not think our way through. A lot of people are still reaching for the low-hanging fruit. They're in denial of their situation. They're just grasping at what is the easiest, the most comfortable for them. Not being brave enough to actually follow their heart. Oh, and I just got really hot all of a sudden. Okay. Important messages. They kind of got me out of bed. And reaching for the low-hanging fruit, I mean, that is a human thing to do. That's our comfort zone. It's familiar. it feels safe. Although ultimately, you know, you're just continuously keeping yourself in the same perpetual cycle. So it does take strength and bravery to make a choice when you can't fully see the future ahead. It's not familiar to you. Although it is exciting. Okay, Judgment with the Grove. So many people are seeing the light, coming to an understanding, a realization of who they've been and what they've been participating in, and really waking up to that. And those are the people that it's highly suggested to find a safe space. Surround yourself in an environment and with people that are positive and of like mind, because you're extremely sensitive right now. This is a very energetically sensitive time for you, and intense as well. So if you don't have a safe space, reach out for help to find yourself a safe space where you can just emotionally purge and let it all out, man. It's a lot of disillusionment. It is really traumatizing when you first awaken. It's exciting, but it's also like, holy shit, everything I've ever known my whole life is not true. Like, it's not how I thought it was. It is like, you think you're crazy. So reach out for support if you need it. All right, the Emperor with cycles. Can I get one more on that? I feel like there's a group of people that are really coming into their own self-empowerment through this eclipse cycle. Just totally like, all right, I'm coming full out of my shell now. Like, just, they were in protective mode. Like, even I've been there. You get in protective mode. You're like, oh, I'm going to like hermit for a bit because you know what's coming. But now it's like, no, it's time to come out full force. It's time to get out of bed when the messages come through. It's time to just get out there and say them. Can I get one more on that? Yeah, it's time for us to step up. Those of us who know that we do, like, we've been feeling it and we're like, when's the time? Now is the time, I'm hearing. Okay. We'll go on to the Moon. Seven of Cups in reverse. So it's going to require a complete, like, perspective shift, the way you feel about a situation. You're really going to have to go with your feelings because, again, you can't really see everything clearly. Things are really foggy, but you're feeling it. And there's a reason for that. You're kind of being prepped to learn how to use your internal guidance system, internal navigation system, and it will never steer you wrong. You've got a gut instinct. You feel stuff in your heart. We've got visions in our third eye. You can't deny these things, and it's time to really step it up and start using the feelings to navigate your next moves. It's really important because there's a lot of trickery going on out there right now. Our minds are still conditioned and programmed to a lot of things, like more things than you even know, subliminal things that are just, I mean, it's crazy. So really go with your feelings. Anything else? Whew. I'm really gonna have to go to bed after this. Okay, this energy's coming in really fast. yeah, it's time to really step up our game. Take the first step. If you feel like, yeah, it's time for me to say something or do something, yeah, it is. And that energy's coming in fast because we've been hermiting for a while now. And actually, I'm tired of this. I'm ready to go. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I don't look like it right now because I'm tired. But no, I feel it. So anybody else that is resonating with this, that is definitely your message as well. So thank you for tuning in. Please click the like button and subscribe. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.